Well, I'm delighted to say it's not been a long time since I've seen you, Mauricio, but it's been a long time since we've done a Zoom. It feels like COVID again. But you've just had the most amazing WBC convention in Eastern Europe, where it looked like you had an event as well. It looked like there was a genuine celebration of many years of success and coming together. Obviously, Mike Tyson was a guest of honor. What were the main things to come out of the convention in your view?
Well, thank you, Gareth. Very nice always seeing you and talking to you. The convention was a statement of solidarity, of unity, of representation, world representation of the WBC. It was in Central Asia, Uzbekistan. When people said, "Oh, we're going to Uzbekistan," where is that? They don't even see in the map. Oh, there are wars going on in the world. We're so worried, blah, blah, blah. At the end, we had over 1,000 people from more than 100 countries showing the solidarity and the love and passion for boxing. The WBC is a big family. We had judges, referees, commissioners, trainers, boxers, media, fans, everyone from the industry, promoters, managers, everyone got together. We do a variety of activities. We do a lot of work, and it was a sensational end result. Number one, we are introducing BoxMed, which is an application which will be mandatory for the champion and the top 15 rated boxers to enroll. It is an app in your phone, and the first topic that will be used for is a weight management program.
Yes.
Starting January with a 6-month grace period, everybody has to enroll, and they must upload a video with their current weight once a month. That is gonna simply go into the protection of their safety. Weight is the most dangerous enemy of a fighter. Eventually, it will help with the clean boxing program. They can have so many things in that profile that is protected legally of the information, and it's just a tool for safety. Second, we institute a boxer saving program for money. We have an institution that we invested to create a product for boxers in which they can open an account, individual account, with zero risk. There's no risk, there's no investment, that they can lose the money with a good return. And also, if a boxer who fights for the WBC, we encourage them to take a percentage from their purse and put it in the investment. If, let's say, a fighter puts 10% of the purse into the investment, the WBC will give back to that fighter 10% of the sanction fees that we collected from him to give him as a gift and to encourage saving. So this, I'm very enthused about this.
This is based on, of course, too many boxers ending their careers with no money and being destitute, isn't it? It's to create a pension scheme, an insurance, if you like, for boxers that we need to look after when their career is over.
Absolutely, and a tool for teaching them finances. We have created finance tutorials that are available for the fighters, for the trainers, for anyone in the industry, but we are not happy because so many fighters end up without money. And that is the truth. Now that they are making money, it's time for save, because the money they make in boxing has to last for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Unless they have an attitude to be a good businessman or a press or whatever, something else. We looked into rankings, mandatories, training, judges, referees. The medical committee was sensational. So we have a very important plan of action for 2024.
Can I ask you as well? Mike Tyson was obviously a guest of honor there. I saw him myself recently, and I think given the transformation that he's gone through in his life, he's becoming, and obviously he's an enormous figure and incredibly popular, and he doesn't even realize sometimes how much he's loved. How important is this guy as he goes into older age now, that we look after this character, look after this figure who has transformed so much, and yet has meant so much to so many fans for so long, that we actually do look after him and give him a prominent position?
Mike Tyson is the figure of boxing. He has taken Muhammad Ali's place on earth as a representation. When we were in Uzbekistan, every single moment, my mind would just go back to the videos I saw of Muhammad Ali going to Africa, going to these different countries, people running, trying to just touch him. Of course, now the pictures, back then with Ali, there were no cameras, there were no selfies. Everybody just wanted to see Mike Tyson. It was tears coming of people. He is a representative. He has changed his life around. Kiki and his team. You know, Kiki is a wife that has turned.
And his son Amir, they're very instrumental in his well-being, aren't they? Yeah,
very much. And yeah. Mike is calm. Mike is happy, and he's just a sensational human being. I call him Miguel. He's my dear friend, and I.
Well, you've known him since you were both about 20, haven't you? So.
Yeah, I was 16. He was 20.
16, and he was 20. Yeah. Well, I've known him many years, and I did say to him recently when we were out in Saudi Arabia that the transformation he's gone through is emblematic. Like you said, you mentioned a figure like Muhammad Ali, that he's emblematic of the potential change in a human being, the wisdom that someone can have after so many years. And I agree with you. I just think it's very important that as a community that we ensure that Mike Tyson is given prominence and love in lots of ways, you know. Can I ask you about, you mentioned the ranking system. For some people, it's controversial. We know how brilliantly Francis Ngannou did against Tyson Fury out in Saudi Arabia at the Battle of the Baddest. I always warned, I've got to say this, that he would be very dangerous against Fury for at least 10 minutes. So it proved in the 8th minute. I believe Tyson Fury won the fight on points, but Francis Ngannou won so much on the eye test. He became a new star in the heavyweight division and won the fans over in many ways. What was behind the decision? Did they ask to be installed in the rankings, his team, and what was behind the decision to rank him at number 10?
Well, it's very simple. If a fan or the media have the open mind and look at the rules, the WBC rules have a ratings criteria to justify precisely this kind of example. People might think we just put it out of the hat and put him in for the whatever purpose, but no. The WBC rules and ratings criteria has many elements to evaluate a ranking of a fighter. Record, activity, level of opposition, if he fights abroad or at home, results, etc., etc. But one key factor is we do take into consideration amateur record, Olympic results, and activity and value on any other sports, contact sports. We have ranked so many fighters from Thailand who convert from Muay Thai to boxing. And we have a fighter who won the WBC world title fight in his second fight. Nobody said anything. They convert from Muay Thai to boxing. They have great career in Muay Thai. They enter the rankings. We have a ratings committee that look at all these considerations. So specifically, Francis Ngannou, the activity on mixed martial arts, nobody can question. Heavyweight champion for I don't know how long, one of the great figures of mixed martial arts. And then performance, he knocks down the WBC heavyweight champion, the best champion in the heavyweight in all, and loses a split decision. So there is, the rules are applied, the performance was seen, and I am very proud of the WBC ratings committee for taking this step. We don't do this, and if we were to rule by popularity, then we would be lost. We don't rule by popularity, we do it by fairness, and we respect the committee's work.
Well, it was seen as a very controversial decision by lots of people. I don't know about controversial, but surprised. But I appreciate you explaining the reasons behind it, and it does make sense when you explain it in that way.
And I challenge anyone to look at the top 15, top 20, top 30, top 5, and say that any fighter soundly will beat Ngannou without having a question in their mind of what would happen in the ring.
Well, he certainly knows how to handle himself in heavyweight boxing. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, the chin, he took every punch from Fury. He knocked down Fury. And I was very impressed. I'm very
and on the eye test, he looked very, very powerful. He switched to southpaw. If you didn't know that was his boxing debut at heavyweight, you would never have been able to guess. I do agree with that with you. And Fury didn't have a great night, but Ngannou didn't let him. December the 23rd, massive card. I've got to finally ask you this. Massive card. Wilder and Joshua, Otto Wallin, Joseph Parker, Arslanbek Makhmudov, Frank Sanchez, Daniel Dubois, Jarrell Miller. How many am I forgetting here now?
Wallin,
I've mentioned Wallin.
Parker.
Obviously, half of the top 10 in the WBC heavyweight division. Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn working together, which is good to see. Just give me your views on how powerful this movement is, this paradigm shift at the moment by His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and the Saudi Arabians, the GEA, the Riyadh season, for getting, helping, facilitating these big cards and the biggest fights to get over the line, not to mention the February 17th fight that's now signed with Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk for the undisputed title.
This is huge. Yeah. This is huge, unprecedented. It's a dream that I have to pinch myself to believe it's going to happen. It is a natural tournament of elimination because I believe it's 6 heavyweight fights. That means, or 7. I'm not sure. But we are having WBC 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 11, 14, at least 8 top rank heavyweight in the WBC competing in that night.
I think there's 10 on the top 15 of all 4 sanctioning bodies are on that card.
And it is gratifying. It is fresh. It is a natural elimination tournament. The WBC ruled to accept and sanction Fury against Usyk February 17 and a rematch. So the mandatory situation of the WBC is open. It's flexible. We will not get in the way of these 2 great fights between Fury and Usyk. Maybe only one. We don't know what will happen, but we have already said
they can have 2. Yeah,
that the WBC will sanction 2 without anything getting in the way. But the mandatory situation, this is a natural tournament. So I'm very enthused about December 23rd.
And so just finally, so on this shift, like you say, do we need to take a lesson out of this book that what's happening that take a lesson and say, look, it is possible. Obviously, ego, I always talk about ego, timing, and money lining up in the very biggest fights. And it does take that to get the broadcasters, the promoters, and everyone together. Do we need, regardless of this process, do we need to learn something from this and see, look, it is possible. We've got to get everyone under the same umbrella to make things happen.
Yes, yes, things have been aligned. His Excellency Turkey, as everyone calls him, and they feel, when you say Turkey, it's a smile. You know, boxing is a great sport. It's a sport of money. It's a sport that has filled the Aztec Stadium with 136,000. Early in the 20th century, we would have 100,000 watching Jack Dempsey. Las Vegas grew because of boxing, established because of boxing. Now they have Formula One, basketball, hockey, football, everything. But if a plan is consistent in the Middle East, without a doubt, it's going to become the Mecca of boxing, and many opportunities for years to come. Hopefully, it will continue, and hopefully, it will be the series that does not stop only in 2 or 3 big events a year.
Final question. I know you've got to go to another meeting. Do you want to see Saul Canelo Alvarez against David Benavidez next year?
Absolutely. That's a fight.
In Mexico? In the Middle East?
Mexico, Middle East, in London, anywhere. That's a fight that goes beyond a country, beyond anything. It's the biggest fight that can be made. Benavidez, the new blood, Canelo, the face of boxing, both in a great moment to face each other. It's going to be an unbelievable fight.
Do you also think, as I do, this is what my view is, I cannot see Saul walking away without taking that fight, walking away and ending his career without having that fight?
Well, Saul has already established his legacy. Fighting Benavidez would be a redemption to all the critics. It will be a statement, and it's a fight that it's a classic. So Canelo is very smart. He's in a great time in his life, and we will see what happens 2024.
Great to see you. I'll see you in Saudi Arabia at Christmas, eh?
Absolutely. God bless you and take care. And I'm just very happy what is happening around the world in boxing.
Thanks, Mauricio.
Take care, Gareth. Bye-bye.